Welcome to the WBC Arena. The time is now as we get set for what should be an incredible... So here is...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
All right, Sergeant, all I can say, heaven on earth. Heaven on earth.
Under the bright lights here for this one. The build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. Insane action. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. The straight right just misses. How about that time counter shot? This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
To beat a counter-puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
Lucky to have avoided that uppercut. All the time. That counter punch caught him clean. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When you're fighting a counter puncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little touch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Missing with the left hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. We wanted action, and they are delivering. They both want the knockout. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. In that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what? Next round, you get...
I like that round.
On to the second round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Both of these fighters have the conditioning to go the distance, no problem. They also have the power to end this with one punch. Looking to land the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch out, but thought there might be more action here. Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he catches.
You'd like to see more jabs. Beautiful counter shot. Just got rocked in a big shot, and Alvarez is on the canvas. And look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
I've got to see that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your ball.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
He's up, but for how long? Look at him. On the heels. Look at there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. He just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. And he's out of there.
Incredible work rate. Stamina is off the charts. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. What an upset here as Alvarez goes down. How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Talk about Alvarez in that last round. They say no one knows a fighter better than their trainer, and this trainer is certainly considering maybe throwing it. On to the third. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
That counter shot lands. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Good idea, but misses with the left hook. Punch lands. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these 2 boxers, Johnny?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Well done with that counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face. The pound-for-pound king, Canelo, is down. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you okay?
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. In that last round. Let's see how the corner handles their fighter here after being dropped twice in that last round.
There's always a way back. Don't ever run anybody off.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? You stay focused.
Here we go to the fourth round. They've got to be feeling confident now after what happened last round.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
That jab misses. The straight right just misses. Do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Not sure if I'd be taunting right now. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's when the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
And they figure out the combination to this safe.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
There's a scoring blow. Swing and a miss with that jab. Nice counter. The jab doesn't quite connect. Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter shot. Just missed with that hook. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Alvarez in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Wow.
Time for the fifth round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until the senses have come back.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they? Oh, wait a minute! Oh my word! Canelo just got clipped. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting. Lucky
that hook didn't score. There's a counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That hook was off target. Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Hard, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show him your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brain.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Straight right just misses. Good counter punching. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. In that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot...
There's the bell for round 6. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
That hook just can't find the target. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Nope, that hook won't score. Can't find a home with that jab. Perfect counter lands. Perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Nice punch. the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Just be smart. Get your shots.
Round 7, here we go. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Canelo in serious jeopardy here going to the canvas. Punch. You wondered how good his chin was, but no one's chin's standing up to that shot.
A shot from the gods took it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He still want to fight.
Well, they're back up now, but they've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
So they look at his corner, look for the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner. Somehow, get to the end of the round.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
The referee taking a look here, and if the fighter can't see, the fighter can't fight.
Are you all right? Are you okay?
So this fight will continue. It's all offense, all the time. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Well, he's got Bambi legs walking back to the corner, but he's still in it.
Unbelievable heart, knocked down twice.
Focus, get your mind back on the job. Oh, great work. I love it. I love it. That jab slick.
And we enter the 8th round. Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Another scoring shot there. Nice slip to avoid the jab. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Quick punch scores. They are giving us a high-tempo show. Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this battle?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out the way, box him. Frustrating, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
I want to think of holding on here for a minute. That left hook missed. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Terrence Crawford just got rocked. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
They exchange punches. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart that is.